I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Anybody know me, they know it doesn't matter whether what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or tough or weak. Tonight happened to be Wednesday, December the 18th, 2019, the time being about 7:59 p.m. What I want to talk about now is a politician say anything that a person wants to hear in order to get your vote or to get in the office. And it doesn't matter what nationality the politician is. You know, it's a history of it. Everybody that runs for office, believe it or not, they're not a politician. But most people that run are politicians. You know, you got what they call the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Now, most of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they politicians. You see, it's only one Constitution of the United States. It's only one now. If the Constitution of the United States says you have a First and a 14th Amendment right to freedom of speech, freedom to assembly peaceful, freedom to associate peacefully, freedom to protest peacefully, then that's the Constitution. If the Constitution shows what impeachment is, what articles you can impeach on, now, even though you have a Democratic ran House that's doing the impeachment, that the majority is Democrat, they had a vote 27, I believe, to 17. Now, how could 27 see that the president violated the articles and 17 said he didn't? That means somebody don't know the Constitution. But let me tell you another thing now. When you vote for people, don't look at their color, even though we need more blacks and more people of color to get off into politics, especially down here in Charleston, Missouri. You see, because Charleston, Missouri, only certain people has freedom of speech. I don't. The Constitution said I got a right to do what I'm doing now, videoing. But on April the 9th, 2016, when an individual that's a part of a circle, black and white, down here in Charleston, Missouri, from the judge in the 33rd Circuit Court here in Mississippi County, Charleston, Missouri, to these organizations called the Susanna Wesley, to these organizations called the NAACP here in Charleston, because he connected with them, he can go out down from my house when he living down here on this end, downtown where I'm at. He can go in the streets and tell children that I rape children, which is a lie, and I don't have a right to video him because a judge that he worked with at the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, who was an attorney then, that's a judge now, gave him a protection order against me. But I want y'all to listen to this one brother that's not a politician. You see what I'm saying? Now, Harold Washington, he wasn't a politician. He was a Democrat at first, but then when he seen the Democratic Party was corrupted like they is here down here, like they are down here in Charleston, Missouri, if the shoe fit, wear it, Harold Washington, and may he rest in peace, he ran on an independent ticket in Chicago and won. won a second term until they killed him, poisoned him. But they got away with it. Just like they got away with convicting me twice. Once with a white individual. You see what I'm saying? Law enforcement official. And then the second one was a black individual that people call a leader down here. But he a politician. He going any way that you let him go. But let me tell you this here. I want you to listen real carefully to what this brother here is saying. You see what I'm saying? Because you got Obama now. He think all old people need to sit down and get out of the way. They shouldn't be no leaders. He don't think no men should be no leaders. But he was a so-called leader of the United States for 8 years, 2 terms. Now all of a sudden, men don't need to run this shit thing. But I want y'all to listen to this brother here. And I don't want all police, when you do something wrong to me and I complain about it, I got a right to complain. And this man here that I'm finna let you listen to, he tell you, he think the stuff that y'all do try to suppress my voice in the United States, he thought this just go on. This here just go on in China, but it's going on here too. People that wear blue, brown, green, whatever you is in law enforcement, if you see another law enforcement official breaking the law, doing another person wrong, and you don't speak up, you just as guilty as them. You see, it was a judge in a case called Mapp versus the state of Ohio. When the lower courts, the police and everybody violated her rights, let me tell you what this judge, and when it went to the higher courts, the judge said, there's no war against the Constitution and common sense. You see what I'm saying? A government fails when they refuse to go by their own laws. And that's what they don't do. They don't go by their own laws. If they went by their own laws, either Trump is guilty or he not. Either if I'm guilty of videoing or being charged with harassment for videoing, why didn't these 2 thugs get convicted? But let me tell you, one of them same thugs got a little female, a white female, fired from Boomland because she didn't put up with his mess like I didn't. You see, Boomland owners don't know the history of this individual that they fired her about. If they looked at my video, they'll see this individual starts trouble not just in the black community. Now he done got a young white female with 3 or 4 kids fired while he out here running around getting caught with guns and not nothing done to him. Listen to this.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
I'm going to tell y'all this here before I go. Don't look at a person's color of skin. Look at the contents of a person's character. Because sometimes when you vote for people, I done did it several times. Voted for people that I thought that was going to make a change, but they didn't. Look at that house, y'all. Ain't that beautiful? Peace be still.